the wife. The wind in the fire, gotta bring it to life. Aaron got the tool, covering up the heavy mold. Out comes the calf, made of 20 karat gold. These are your gods who brought you from the sand. Time to get wild in the middle of the land. Eat and drink, get up and play. Dancing in the fire while the truth fades away. The golden calf, dancing in the middle of the fire in the wrath. The golden calf, walking down the heavy and the broken idol path. Bow to the gold, bow to the beast, losing your mind at the pagan heavy feast. The golden calf. Tablets in his hand, here's the heavy noise echoing across the land. Not the sound of victory, not the sound of defeat. It's the sound of the madness buffing on the beat. He looks at the calf, he looks at the crowd. The anger of the prophet is heavy and loud. Throws down the stone at the foot of the hill. Shatter the law for the heavy metal bill. Put it in the fire, quit it to the dust. Drink the heavy water of the broken golden trust.
Rock
presence doesn't go, if your presence doesn't go, thirst. Morning breaks the dark, standing all alone, holding up the weight of the second heavy stone. The cloud is coming down, standing in the space, proclaiming the name in the middle of the place. Compassionate and gracious, slow to the wrath, abounding in the love on the heavy metal path. The covenant renewed, the presence and the grace, abounding holy fire, reflecting on the face. The radiance, blinding light, breaking through the night. The radiance, walking down the mountain in the heavy holy white. They cannot look upon the glowing of the skin, cover up the glory where the shadows begin. The radiance, the radiance. Coming down the hill with the tablets in their hand, a heavy glowing light shining over all the land. Aaron steps back, the people step away, terrified to look at the holy metal day. Call them to the front, speak the heavy word, everything the Lord commanded, everything he heard. When the speaking stops, put the veil upon the head, hiding up the glory from the living and the dead. The covenant renewed, the presence and the grace, a blinding holy fire, reflecting on the face. The radiance, blinding light, breaking through the night. The radiance, walking down the mountain in the heavy holy white. They cannot look upon the glowing of the skin, cover up the glory where the shadows begin. The radiance. Take the veil off when he steps inside. Put the veil on when he steps outside. The glory of the Lord shining through the veil. The radiance. The radiance. Gold for the altar, silver and stone. Stir up the heart, open the hand, building the holy across the dry land. Whoever is willing, whoever is bold, bring out the bronze, bring out the gold. The offering, giving it all to the heavy design. The offering, crossing the shadow and stepping in line. Hearts moving forward, the spirit is free, building the sanctuary for you and for me. The offering, ow. The offering, ow. Blue in the purple, scarlet and thread. Fine twisted linen for the living and dead. Wood from the desert, spice for the oil, bringing the treasure from out of the soil. Women and men, the skilled and the wise. Look at the temple start to arise. No hesitation, pouring it out. Listen to the heavy and glorious shout. Whoever is willing, whoever is bold, bring out the bronze, bring out the gold. The offering, giving it all to the heavy design. The offering, crossing the shadow and stepping in line. Hearts moving forward, the spirit is free, building the sanctuary for you and for me. The offering. Every willing heart, every willing hand, spreading all the heavy metal out across the land. Bring it to the altar. Give it all you got. The offering. The offering. The offering. The offering. Go! Morning by morning the people arrive, keeping the heavy devotion alive, dropping the gold and dropping the thread, piling the bronze right over the head. Bezel of work in the holy act too, cutting the metal and weaving the blue. But look at the pilots hitting the roof, the heavy devotion is absolute proof. The craftsmen are stepping away from the line, walking to Moses to halt the design. They say we got more than we ever could use, we gotta tell them we gotta refuse. The overflow. Stop the bringing, let the heavy wind blow. The overflow. More than enough for the holy show. Restrain the hands, hold back the gold. The heaviest story that ever was told. The overflow. Now back to the work, spinning the yarn, cherubim wings spreading over the barn. Acacia wood cut for the heavy frame boards, silver bases ringing like metallic chords. 50 gold class locking up the great tent, every single offering perfectly spent. Weaving the goat hair, the ram skin of red, building the shadow where the presence will tread. The craftsmen are stepping away from the line, walking to Moses to halt the design. They say we got more than we ever could use, we gotta tell them we gotta refuse. The overflow. Stop the you would cut for the holy design, covered in the gold on the inside line, casting 4 rings for the heavy wood poles, carrying the weight of the broken souls. Now beat the pure gold for the heavy retreat, forging the cover for the mercy seat. 2 cherubim standing on the edge of the space, spreading the wings and covering the face. Looking down at the cover of gold, the heaviest truth that is ever told. The shadow falls in the holy realm. The mercy seat, waiting for the blood in the heavy dark. The mercy seat, the presence of the Lord resting on the ark, between the wings where the shadows meet. Bow to the ground at the mercy seat. Building up the table for the holy bread, golden plates and the pitchers where the wine is shed. Now hammer the gold for the holy light, the heavy lampstand burning in the night. 6 heavy branches, the blossoms and the buds, waiting for the oil, waiting for the blood. The altar of incense, the fragrant smoke, every single word that the heavy Lord spoke. Looking down at the cover of gold, the heaviest truth that is ever told. The shadow falls in the holy realm. The mercy seat, waiting for the blood in the heavy dark. The mercy seat, the presence of the Lord holy design. Do it in the fire, watch the metal glow. This is where the heavy red river will flow. The bronze forged in the middle of the fire in the flame. The bronze burning up the sacrifice, calling the name. Break the heavy metal, let the old reflection die. Smoke from the altar rising up into the sky. The bronze, the bronze. Women at the entrance bringing what they own, leaving all the vanity out in the stone, taking down the mirrors made of heavy bronze light, throwing the reflection away in the night, melted in the fire, shaping for the wash, making up the basin with the holy water splash. Wash away the dirt, wash away the skin, purify the hands before you ever step in. Shatter the mirror, watch the metal glow. This is where the heavy red river will flow. The bronze forged in the middle of the fire in the flame. The bronze burning up the sacrifice, calling the name. Break the heavy metal, let the old reflection die. Smoke from the altar rising up into the sky. The bronze. Look in the mirror, what do you see? Melt down the face, set the spirit free. Washing the bronze, washing the bronze, the bronze, the bronze, the bronze. Hammer the gold, beat it to a plate, cut it in the threads to carry the weight. Blue and the purple, scarlet in the fine, weaving the F5, crossing the line. Onyx on the shoulder, set in the gold. Names of the tribes, the story is told. Binding the breastpiece, heavy on the chest, dressing the priest for the ultimate test. 12 heavy stones shining out in the night, carrying the judgment into the light. Holy to the Lord, engraved on the gold, standing in the fire. Holy to the Lord, the bells and the throne, pulling us higher. The heavy sacred garments, the weight of the crown, the glory of the sanctuary coming right down. Holy to the Lord. Robe of the earth, woven all in blue, the hole in the center, passing right through. Pomegranates hanging on the edge of the hem, golden bells ringing, listen to them. Walking in the sanctuary, stepping in the dark, carrying the blood right up to the ark. Look at the crown, the pure gold plate, tied with the blue cord, sealing the fate. 12 heavy stones shining out in the night, carrying the judgment into the light. Holy to the Lord, engraved on the gold, standing in the fire. Holy to the Lord, the bells in the fruit, pulling us higher. The heavy sacred garments, the weight of the crown, the glory of the sanctuary coming right down. Holy to the Lord. Looked at the heavy design. Everything was done, everything in line. The work is finished. Bless the holy ground. Holy to the Lord. Time is right. Set up the tabernacle in the sight, bringing the ark. Put up the shield. Everything is heavy, the truth is revealed. Table and the lampstand, golden light. Altar of the incense burning through the night. Wash in the basin, put the garments on. The work is finished, the shadow is gone. Look at the sky, the heavy cloud descends. This is where the human limitation is. The glory filling up the holy space, heavy and blind. The glory leaving every single piece of flesh behind. The cloud is on the tent, the fire in the night, crushed by the weight of the absolute light. The glory. At the door, but he cannot step inside. Nowhere to stand, nowhere to hide. The glory is too heavy, the presence is too vast. The promise of the future overriding the past. When the heavy